Look at this. You see Odegaard, basically, look at it. Passing to Odegaard. Odegaard looking straight back for him because that's respect. That's a sign of respect.
Bloody disgusting.
Arsenal's out
They
and
were going
breaking
like,
hearts.
every time they passed
Listen
the
to
ball.
this.
They were running rings around us. It was absolutely pony. Have you heard of the word tin pot? Because that was the definition of it. 6-0. It got so.
So over the years, Arsenal Academy has been producing some top quality talent, and we see that Ireland is one of the biggest academy in England right now, and it's because of the type of players we've been producing. We all know about Saka, we all know about Smith Rowe, we know about the likes Jack Wilshere and co, right? There's lots of players coming through Ireland that's basically reaching the highest of levels in football right now, and we see that we've got another one. We've got another two. We've got another few. But on the weekend, we see NWANERI getting a nice little cameo. And we're going to take a look at some of his clips because he was basically brilliant. For those few minutes that he played, we could see something special in this guy. And we're just going to take a look on some of his clips now. So, him and Odegaard, they're just running down between each other. And this is something I noticed because after the match, Arteta said that, listen, he was hearing whispers on the bench. He was in whispers to bring NWANERI on. So his teammates, the Arsenal, whether it's Declan Rice, whoever went off or was on the bench, was encouraging, was whispering to bring him on. Now, when you see the way he links up with, and not just that, Arteta said that there's two ways then how a youngster can come into the team is by. There's two reasons why he played and why a youngster could develop or come into the team very quickly. It's by, first of all, his teammates trusted him. That's what they were doing by saying, whispering to bring him on. As well as, it's not just the trust in vocal. They trust him on the pitch to give him the ball. And what you can see, as you see in that last clip, you see Odegaard. Look at this. You see Odegaard, basically, look at it. Passing to Odegaard. Odegaard looking straight back for him because that's respect. That's a sign of respect. Odegaard being our captain. Now, if Odegaard did not respect him, if Odegaard think that he would be a type of player that will keep on losing the ball or basically do dumb stuff with the ball, he would have given it to him. So I used to play football, and I can tell for a fact when you don't like our player plays or when he's rubbish, you don't pass the ball to him. He's only in the team because the manager likes him, or if you're just playing normal kick him out of the park, he's only on your team because you haven't got enough players to make the team. So he's just there making up numbers. So the only way you'll pass to this guy is if there's no other way. Like 5 man is tackling you and everyone else is being challenged by about 10 different men. The only time you'll pass to that one guy is because, right, there's no other choice. But if there's an option, you will not pass to that guy. So this is what I see with NWANERI. Odegaard trust him enough to keep on giving the ball. Now, look at the way he plays. So silky. It reminds me of Odegaard. It reminds me of Odegaard and Ozzy mixed together. Even Jack Wilshere. These left-footed players. Look at it's just silky. He's just smooth. Breaking between the lines. Passing on. Moving. Waiting for the through ball. Getting it. Turn. Look at that cutback. That's the only thing I will criticize. Look at this. I think he should have found a way to wiggle and have a shot. I know sometimes because you're a youngster in the team, because you don't want to even further back outside the box. So I know that, and that's set up perfectly for his left foot. Even though I see that two players was marking him, I've seen him done things before that he will drop a shoulder, cut in the outside, cut in the inside, create space and have a shot. And even if he had a shot and it was blocked, I would kind of love to see things like that because it shows that he's even has that confidence to not just to be passes, doing nice and intricate passes, but he also have that confidence to go to the next level to be having shots on target. That's the only thing I can criticize him for. This guy is going to be a special talent. That's what Declan Rice says. And every field on the defense line, absolutely, this guy, he's special. Nice little layoff back to Elneny. You see Havertz giving them ball. Look at that throw ball. It's just effortless to Nketiah. This is just the way he plays. It's just, oh man, I love it. So you see Arteta embracing him, basically telling him that he had a very good match. Now, NWANERI for me is one of the players to look out for. He's our future. Now, we all know that Saka has been our star boy. He's starting off in the first team, basically similar time period as Saka. So I'm not talking about goal scores now. I'm not talking about certain attributes. No, that's the only reason why I think that Saka will always shine more than most players. Is because attackers will always get the shine more than midfielders and more than defenders, because they score more goals, they get more assists, they look pretty. They're the flary players, right? But the midfielders, they're an unsung hero. That's why I myself a midfielder. I love sentiments, and I love the way Nwaneri plays. He's not basically one of your traditional sentiments. He can play everywhere on the pitch. That's another bow in his string. He can play everywhere. And that's another string in his bow that I think that will make him like very, very special. He can play on the right wing. He can play on the left wing. He can play centre mid. He can play attacking mid. He can play striking. He can play second striking. He can play anywhere in that final third. Past the halfway line, he can play anywhere there. I've never seen him in the fullback positions or centre back, so I don't know if he can play there. But no, Arteta, and he perhaps have been playing in a left back situation at times or a right back situation, just like Saka was. So I wouldn't be put that past Jack Wilshere to be trying things out, because you know that Jack Wilshere has that Arsenal philosophy, the new philosophy, which Arteta is stamping onto the club, even from the academy level. So Nwaneri for me is a top talent. Now, look at this stat now. Bukayo Saka reached half century for Arsenal with more goals and assists than Cristiano Ronaldo in his first 210 games. Now, look at that. Look at that stat. Bukayo Saka has more goals and assists than Cristiano Ronaldo in his 210 games. I'm telling you that this guy, Saka, is hitting numbers. And this is his worst season since he came into the first team. It's worse. Absolute worse. His output is so much lower than last season. But as you can see, he's starting to pick up. And what a moment to pick up in form to the last tail end of the season, when you know that City is going to be on form. You know that Liverpool's going to be on form. And we're still in the Champions League. Wow. What a time to find form. So, coming through the island, being one of the top players in Europe right now. I think I saw a stat that there's only 6 players that's above him in terms of goal and assist in the whole Europe. 6 players. And those players are Haaland, which you know he's got about 17 goals and a few assists. Mbappe. And so players of that stature, also Salah. So those are 3 players. I think I forgot the other 3, but there's 6 players that's above him in terms of goals and assists. So we know that Saka is world class. We know that Haaland is world class. We know that Mbappe is world class. All of these 6 players are world class that's above him. What does that tell you about Saka? What does that tell you about our star boy? Figure it out for yourself. But most of the time, when you get maths, 1 + 1 will be 2, right? And Saka is not number 2, he's number 1. And now, Nwaneri coming through, I can see Nwaneri eclipsing Saka. I can see Nwaneri taking over. I can see Nwaneri as a future Arsenal captain. I can see it. I know that Saka is going to be a future captain, but Nwaneri is next generation. So Saka is 22 right now, Nwaneri is 16. They're 6 years apart. 6 years apart. So when Saka reach 30, right, Nwaneri is going to be 24. That's peak age. When Saka is 28, Nwaneri is going to be what? 22, where Saka is right now. So when Saka is more advanced and mature, he can give better advice to Nwaneri and other youngsters coming through, because he's lived it, been at the club, die-hearted from day one to day till he retires. That's what I can see in Saka, just like a Stevie G, retiring at the club, starting and finishing at the club. Now take a look at this video. This is something I've missed. I remember in the glory days, this was a regular occurrence for other fans, for rival fans. This was a regular occurrence. Now I feel like we're getting back to that level. Take a look at this video.
It's bloody disgusting.
Arsenal's are
They were going
breaking
like,
hearts.
every time they passed
Listen
the
to
ball.
this.
They were running rings around us. It was absolutely pony. Have you heard of the word tin pot? Because that was the definition of it. 6-0. It got so bad where people were really sitting who we were mates with, they were actually celebrating Arsenal's goals because it got that bad. For their 4th goal, I was crying. Like, you can't be letting Declan Rice coming back to the London Stadium score goals like that first time here. We just played tin pot today, mate. It was just like bloody disgusting.
Man, that's just that. I find that so funny because, man, for years I remember when we got 8-2 by United, I was angry. So we've lived it. Us as Arsenal fans, we've been through the high and we've been through the low. We remember the glory days with Thierry Henry, Bergkamp, Patrick Vieira, all these players. We lived through that glory days. Some of us, not all fans. We got the younger fans that only know the terrible, the bad times. But older fans have experienced the glory days for Arsenal. And we've experienced now the terrible era. Now we've gone through that now. Now teams are starting to get scared. Teams are starting to react differently to us. And it's not just down to Arsenal. It's down to Arteta instilling certain values, certain principles inside the club. So long may it continue. I'm sorry. I don't like to see little children cry, right? However, man, it is what it is. It is what it is. Where Arsenal become dominant, ruthless again, demolishing teams, having their fans looking like this, man, I feel proud. I feel happy. Even though I feel sorry for that little girl. Because I was there at one point when we used to get smashed up. I think we got, 10-2 by Bayern Munich or something like that. 8-2 by Man United. Man, I've lived through it. Yeah, Bayern Munich one was 2 legs, obviously. But still, the scoreline, man, I've lived through it. So, yeah, it is what it is, right? So, that's the video, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Let me know your thoughts on the upcoming match against Burnley on the weekend. I am gassed. I am excited. I think that we're going to turn them over. Literally, turn them over. But let me know your thoughts in the comment box below. Catch you in the next video. Goodbye.